Hello to all my friends and family, and welcome to Jim's 5am Club. Wishing everybody a happy day, and it is a glorious autumn Sydney day. Not a cloud in the sky, gentle breeze coming from the west, and a little bit chilly, but it's getting milder as the sun starts to warm up the city of Sydney. Anyway, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. This is my second vlog for the day, and I'd like to wish my friend Tony Retsos a happy birthday for yesterday. I didn't do any vlogs yesterday, so I didn't get a chance to wish Tony a happy birthday via the vlog, but today's my opportunity, so happy birthday, Tony. And I know that, like me, you stopped counting your days, your birthdays from 2019. Thanks to COVID, 2020 was a write-off, so we don't count that as a year, and we might as well just stop counting at 2019 and just enjoy these bonus years that we have and make the most of them. So what I want to do today is just continue my walk and talk and have a chat to you about a book summary, another interesting book summary on the mind and how the mind works and how we can leverage the greatest asset, the greatest gift that we have been given. And the book is entitled Mind Gym by Gary Mack, Mind Gym, and hopefully we can pick up some hacks, some life hacks that we can incorporate into our daily lives and daily schedules and see where it can lead us. So what do we learn from this book? The author kicks off the book with a very, very interesting quote, a very powerful quote, where he says that the probability of achieving the outcomes you want in life increases. Listen for it. The probability of achieving what you want in life increases when you let go of the need to have it. What a profound, powerful point that is. So basically what the author is saying is that if you become too obsessed with keeping something, with holding on to it, with gaining it, then what happens is that you work far too hard to capture it, and you end up sabotaging yourself by trying too hard and giving out the wrong sort of vibes. So instead of attracting the things that you want in your life, the people, the events, the occasions, if you're too eager and if you're too possessive, and we see this time and time again in relationships, where people who are far too possessive in their relationships end up losing everything because they don't give out the right vibe, they don't give out the right energy, they don't create an environment for opportunity, for growth, development, and attraction, and it becomes very, very ugly. So what the author here is teaching us is that we need to let go. By all means have goals, by all means have aspirations, but once you've locked that into your mind, into your subconscious, you've written it down, you've identified generally the outcomes that you desire, then what we need to do is let them go. Let it go, and then let your body, let your mind, let your subconscious just conspire with the universe to make it happen at the subconscious level. So the author then teaches us a few tricks in terms of how we generate mental toughness. And he says that mental toughness is made up of 7 things, and hence the mental gym title to the book. So what we're learning to do here is 7 disciplines in order to toughen up our mind, and once we toughen up our mind and let it go, then our mind will create and manifest the things that we desire most in our lives. So what are these 7 things? Let's have a quick look at them. What the author here is also suggesting is that our short-term memory can only hold up to 7 things at the one time. And the big problem that people face is that they overwhelm their memories with too many things, or too many desires, or too many wants and needs, which are unresolved and unsatisfied. And if you've got too many of those happening below the surface and in your mind, what happens is that you never get to do anything, because your mind just worries about all of these things that are unresolved and uncompleted and unfinished, and just goes into a loop, an unproductive loop, which has a downward spiral and basically causes you to procrastinate and not to basically make any ground on any of those desires. So the author talks about the 7 things that we need to incorporate in our lives in order to have mental toughness. The first thing is we need to be competitive. We need to have competition in our life, because we need to fight to maintain, protect and grow the very things that we need and desire. You know, you just can't take your foot off the pedal in life and just cruise. You need to compete continually, to benchmark yourself continually, to make sure that your mind clearly knows the things that you want to do, and to understand what the baseline and benchmarks are. So competition, competitiveness is a key thing that we need to toughen up our mind. Courage is the second one, because we need to be able to take on competitors and not fear them. Don't be afraid to benchmark our skills and to fail, basically. So we need the courage to fail, and to fail means that we also have the ability to compete and to be there, to be in it, to win it, so that we can at least have a chance of gaining an outcome. We need confidence. We need confidence in our abilities, confidence in our decision-making process, and confidence in the people around us, the networks that we have. And we also need to be able to control ourselves and try and focus on the things that we can control, and of course not to worry at all about the things that we can't control. By all means, be aware of those things, take them into consideration when you're planning and you're mapping out your desires and goals and roadmap, but don't overly focus on the things that you can't control, because it'll run you ragged. And the interesting thing that I learned this for the first time, is that the Stoics, that body of philosophy called Stoicism, or the Stoics, are the ones who focus on things, to focus on the things you can control and not to worry about the things you can't control. And this was a whole area, a whole school of philosophy in ancient Greeks, the Stoics. The fifth thing out of the 7 is you need to have composure. And basically composure is that you need to be able to stay cool, not to be ruffled, not to be harassed, not to be agitated, because all of these things upset your state, upset your rhythm, and instead of being in a rhythm of productivity, you end up becoming fearful. You end up falling into the trap of fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and you basically flip into your primitive brain, where all you're trying to do is to fight or flight, or basically just stay unnoticed, so that you don't you don't feel uncomfortable. But all of these things, so this state of fear, where it's fight or flight, stimulates different chemicals in your body, which don't allow you to relax, don't allow you to think logically or rationally, and don't allow your subconscious brain to work freely, because all of your energies are put on notice in order to survive, even though the things that you fear have got nothing to do with your survival. The sixth point is that we need to be consistent. We need to show up every day. We need to practice, and we need to stay present and committed to what we're doing. And there you go, commitment is the last point. We need to stick to the things that we want to do, and we need to have that stickability so that we can bounce back whenever we have things which don't go our way. The next point that the author makes is a real powerful point. And the author talks about here the importance of going slower in order to go faster. And he talks about the importance of taking regular breaks to give yourself downtime to recover, and to never push yourself to go 100% of the time, because by pushing yourself to going too fast, what you're doing is you've got your muscles, you've got your body, you've got your brain, you've got everything working against each other, and you're not creating the necessary teamwork to be able to be effective and efficient in your movement. Because the author talks about the fact that we've got muscles which are either antagonists or agonists. We've got muscles which push and others that pull, and they need to work in unison. They need to work with each other as opposed to against each other. And what the author is saying that is, if you're pushing yourself too hard, then these muscles end up fighting each other and not working effectively and efficiently in order to give the best outcome. And it is very counterintuitive, because you think that, in order to run fast, I've got to push myself as hard as possible. But we all know that, when we're swimming or when we're doing different things, we get to a point where we're just thrashing around so hard, we're not going as fast as what we need to be. And it's only when you see sports people like golfers, for example, or Olympic sprinters or swimmers, they seem so effortless in their motion. A professional golfer looks so lazy when they hit a ball, but that ping that comes off the club and the flight is just remarkable. And you sit back and you go, well, I try and smack the ball as hard as I can, and it doesn't go nearly as far. So it's all about the timing, being relaxed, and working at 90%. And that way you become more efficient and more effective, as opposed to thrashing yourself at 100% and just getting in your own way. And the last point which comes out of this book is to live a life of love, labour and learning. To love what you do, because by loving what you do, or learning to love what you do, you'll do it with more passion, and you'll learn from it. And the more you learn from it, you're more able to expand and practice and grow, and to get more enjoyment out of our lives, because we all need to continue. We need to continue to learn. We need to continue to grow and develop, and to add value, because if we take it easy, and I hear this all the time, people wanting to retire, people wanting to take it easy, but if you take your foot off the pedal too far and you start cruising in your life, then what you're going to do is you're going to be dissatisfied, because you're not going to be able to add the value that you want, find the purpose that you need, and to enjoy life to its fullest. So there's a fine balance between working too hard and working not enough, and we all need to find that balance. But I guess the key lesson is, don't take your foot off the pedal too quick or too far or for too long, because you won't be able to build that momentum up again to be able to get the satisfaction in your life that you so desire when we get older. Because old doesn't mean incapable. Old doesn't mean that you can't move, you can't do things, you can't be as fit or as strong as what you were when you're in your heyday, or so-called heyday. We are invited to make every single day our heyday. So let's finish off there, and I've got a positive affirmation that I'd like to share with you. I'm alive, I'm well, and I feel absolutely great. To my friends and family, stay connected, stay committed, stay reasonable, and most importantly, let's use our minds to continue to grow and develop, and to make the most of all of the facets that we have. Let's get mentally tough by being competitive, by being courageous, by being confident, by being in control of the things that we can control and not worry about the things we can't control, to maintain composure, stay cool, to be consistent, to show up every day, and not to look for excuses to go and hide and not get involved. And most importantly, to stay committed to excellence, stay committed to our lives, and to continue to look for opportunities to make the most of our lives. So thank you very much for joining me on this episode of Jim's 5am Club. It's Monday, it's a beautiful day, and I look forward to coming to you again from a different location with a different message, a message of empowerment, where we can help each other grow, develop, and become better versions of each other, of ourselves and each other, and to understand that we all need to help. We all need to be the wind beneath our wings, and the greatest opportunity that we all have, and the greatest gift that we all have, is to live, learn, and pass it on, and be there for those shared experiences where the greatness in life is found, where we all cooperate and work together. And I'll talk to you later. Thank you very much. If you like you, and bye for now.